Hey, this is Pete. Thanks for checking out my channel and this blues guitar tutorial. So this time around I'm working on some Lightnin Hopkins, one of my all-time favorites. Normally Lightnin Hopkins would be playing with a thumb pick and fingers. This time around I'm going to be using a regular flat pick just to show you some ideas, give you some ideas on how you could approach Lightnin Hopkins style using a regular electric guitar and a pick. So we'll get started with the example and then I'm going to follow it up with the tutorial. I'm in the key of E major playing a 12-bar blues following the 1-4-5 chord changes. Lightnin Hopkins would often tune down to D, but in this case I'm going to stay in standard tuning just to keep things a little simpler. I'm using a pick as well, and I do have some videos where I'm finger picking Lightnin Hopkins style. Alright, so he would often start his slow blues with a little introduction and just play off the 1 chord, and that's what I'm doing in this example. Alright, so I'm just playing off the 1 there. That's just my E chord there, and I'm going to do these sliding double stops, unison style. That's the E and the B string. Those are 3 notes, a B, and then an E on the top end. And then following it up with minor pentatonic notes. Alright. There's this really great sliding double stop that I was doing afterwards. I really am a big fan of these. You hear Lightnin Hopkins sliding to a note and bending it up. Yeah, he'd often play these blasts of notes like. And I'm going up to the 2nd position there, minor pentatonic. So I'm playing that flat 5 in there as well, right? And then, alright, so that's my introduction, just essentially playing off of the 1 chord or the E, playing open sliding double stops. Unison, and then this slide. Alright, that by the way is up at the 8th fret, and I'm just bending the B string and hitting that open E. So then I'm moving into the 12-bar blues progression itself. I'm going through 24 bars and I'm following the changes fairly closely, playing something on the bottom end and following it up with top end lines, following those chords. All right, I'm playing with a pick again, so it's a little different than the traditional Lightnin Hopkins style. I'm starting things off and playing into the one like this. All right. Into my 4 chord, so there's a quick change. Here's how I'm leading into the one again. Here's that chord. D string, the 6th fret, 4th fret of the G string, 5th fret of the B string, and then playing it open. All right, that's the one. That's my A dominant 7, playing in. All right, we talked about that during the intro. So I'm leaning heavily on the A dominant 7 chord for the 4, going back into the 1, hitting that low end, and I'm going to follow it up with a minor pentatonic line. So that line is very commonly used, was very commonly used by Lightnin Hopkins. He would play pentatonic lines at a pretty good speed in between the notes. So he'd hit a low end note, and resolve back to the chord. All right, so this is what he's playing. All right. All right, just following the E minor pentatonic scale. Starting on an E and landing on that E dominant 7 chord. And then following the progression, I come to the turnaround. All right, so I'm doing a C sharp to a B, a G sharp, G, F sharp. On that F sharp, I'm going to start playing this 5 chord. So it's actually a B dominant 7, but I got an F sharp on the bottom and I'm arpeggiating the B string and the G string. Alright? That's the 4. Alright, and then one of many turnarounds. There's all kinds of things you can do with that. Can play off the minor pentatonic scale, or you could just play this slide into the chord tones. Okay. Into the next 12-bar section. So there's a few ideas to work on during your improvising in the key of E. For the next 12-bar section, I'm largely following the same approach, playing the changes and doing fills in between the changes. There's the quick change, so I'm going to the 4, that A dominant 7 rather quickly as well, with just a short line in between. All right, so I'm starting things off with something a little different, and that's playing double stops. I'm going to be flutter picking that, so. Okay, so I'm sliding in, that's my E dominant 7, double stop. And sliding into my 4, the double stop of the 4. So that's the major 3 and the 5 of A. All right, so. And there's that A dominant 7 again. And there's my E coming off of the quick change. My 1 and coming back into that A dominant 7 chord again. So that fill. And then the double stop. A Lightnin style intro into the 4 chord. That's again from the first 12 bar section and from the intro. 2 bars on the 4. Back into that 1. Alright, off of the 1, I'm going to get back into the turnaround. I'm playing it the same as I was doing for the first 12 bar. Into the 4. Right, by the way, on that 5 chord, on the F sharp, I'm letting it ring. Just adds a little bit of sustain and keeps my bottom end connected to the top end sound. Into the 4. And then my final turnaround lick. Ending on the E dominant 7, just off the minor pentatonic. Many ways that you can do those ending turnaround licks that are not resolving to the 5, but just ending things on the 1 chord. So just a couple notes on guitar tone. I was using this Silvertone arch top. It came stock with Gibson P13 pickups, playing on the treble pickup and rolling off some of the tone. On my amp, I've dialed in some reverb. I'm a big reverb fan. And dialed in a crunchy tone. For the tutorial part, I was playing on the bass pickup. All right, so you can definitely experiment with tones in this, using this example and as you're doing your own improvisation. Some commonalities in the Lightnin Hopkins style that I was following. I'm playing into chords, playing off of double stops, chord tones, and the chords themselves are dominant 7s. So the E dominant 7, the A dominant 7, and for the 5 chord, a B dominant 7, but using that F sharp on the bottom. All right, Lightnin Hopkins also played lots of minor pentatonic notes or phrases, or licks if you want to call them that, as well to fill in during call and response. All right, so I hope you got some ideas on improvising slow blues in the Lightnin Hopkins style using a guitar pick. So for any of you that are interested in doing a bit more of a deep dive in this style, remember that I do give private guitar lessons. You can contact me through email. That's accessible from my introduction page on YouTube, my YouTube channel. So you can contact me as you wish. And I'm going to return next week with another blues guitar tutorial. In the meantime, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel. We'll see you again really soon.